Hello, it's the first time I'm doing a video where I'm going to speak, but there's so much in this journal. I got a bit carried away with myself, and there's lots of original ephemera in there, and pockets and tuck spots and hidden bits and some interactive pieces. So I thought, rather than just doing a flip through, I would talk you through it. So if you don't like the sound of my voice, you can turn it off. Hopefully I won't get too tongue-tied. So I'm not used to talking to myself in my bedroom. So this is my Soft Lilac Junk Journal kit from my Etsy shop. I haven't measured it actually, but that's the front and the back and the spine, and lots of lace. As I said, there's some original ephemera in there, and I'll show you where those pieces are, but most of it is from the kit. So let's start off with, I've sewn all around the edges here, and this is not vintage lace, but there is a few bits of vintage lace in there as well. This is all from the kit. Ephemera here, it's just a little, well, that's just a tag I made. This is from the kit, this is from the kit. And this little piece of lace here, I've used quite a lot of that. It's actually from a vintage shirt or blouse that I bought and cut up into pieces, just from the vintage shop that I like around here. And these bits are all just from the kit as well. That's a little vintage piece. I've had quite a bit of that. It was off of an old bit of trim that I found once, and I'm almost at the end of it. These, oh, we got a little bit here. This is in the kit, this letter. I've just sewn around it. And this is in the kit. And then we've also got a little tuck spot there. That all just goes on there. These aren't vintage, these are just printouts. I think these, I'm not sure where this is from. I've got a few of those. This is from another one of my kits, this photo, but the other bits are all from my Soft Lilac kit. A little wax seal there, and then there's another little pocket bit there, just with a little notebook. I've put a few sort of journaling cards and notebook pieces, because I don't leave a lot of room in these journals for actual journaling, if anybody wants to journal in it. And you can journal on the back of these. There's quite a few of these sort of letters and things that you can journal on the back of. A belly band there. This is not vintage lace, but this little embellishment is. To be honest, I'm not sure which photos now actually came with the kit, as I used a few others that I had lying around. This is from a vintage book page, The Spectator, De Coverley Papers. I've got a whole book of that somewhere. And there's another tuck spot in here, and this has got a vintage letter from 1945. I couldn't read it. Really, the handwriting, I wasn't able to actually read what it said, but that's a actual vintage letter. Let's put that in there for now. The world is full of magical things, patiently waiting for our senses to grow sharper. I think that's in the kit, but I have a whole set in my Etsy shop with all these little quotes and poems called Beautiful Words. So if it's not in the kit, then that's where it came from. And this is very antique. This is from a magazine my son bought me a set of magazines from the late 1800s. And that's a page out of that. I've got a whole set of them, but I took one where I take pages out and add them into journals. The others I'm keeping. Another big quote page there, that's in the kit. There's another one of those magazine pages. I think I put 2 or 3 in this journal. Our Home, that's the name of the magazines. It's one of the advertising pages. This is from the kit. I just made this big tag. And then the little envelope and these pieces from the kit as well. It's another one of those beautiful words, poems. You've actually got a bit of journaling space there and a little bit here as well. This is vintage lace, sewn around the pocket here. I've never actually done, excuse me, a purple journal before because I wasn't really mad keen on purple, but I've absolutely loved doing this. I found it really pretty and I got really carried away, spent ages on it. And obviously, as you can see, it's very, very chunky. Got a bit of journaling space there. A bit of journaling space there and there. This is off of that vintage blouse as well. I left that open a little bit because you could use that as another tuck spot if you wanted to. But this tuck spot comes in the kit. Another vintage The Water Babies book page. And another one of those music pages, which I'm not sure where I got. 13th of September 1902, that's magazine page. The magazine pages were, I think, from 1890 something to 1902 was the latest one. Most recent, should I say. Be really careful with those, they're very, very delicate. And another tag. Come right on the back of those. Another tuck spot there. This actually isn't, I've got a small version of that in a couple of my other kits, but this I just printed out because I wanted something nice and big to go in there. So that's actually a digital. It looks really nice and authentic. Left a few plain pages because, as you'll see at the back, I've actually included an envelope with all extra tuck spots and pockets that you can put in if you like. And that's the other big photo that I printed out just to put in this journal. Another digital. And just some little vintage book pages and receipts. And then this envelope opens up. Got some more pieces in here. And a little lace pocket there. Oh, there's some vintage raffle tickets. Or vintage receipts. That comes in the kit. All of this comes in the kit. This. There's a little fussy cut on there. Oh, I've missed a couple of pages. Oh, there's some tiny little bits in here. Little photo that comes in the kit. Oh, tiny little vintage book page from my collection. That's just a little embellishment that I made. Sewn around some of the pockets, not all of them. Another little photo. Middle of that signature. There's 2 signatures in here. I probably could have done with making an extra one, but I didn't think I was going to put so much in. This is off of that vintage blouse. And this is some vintage lace as well. Another bit of journaling space there. Oh, the pocket in there. Some bits out of the kit. And some more little miniature bits. And that way. There's some vintage lace there, and this is a little interactive bit. This is a piece out of the kit, and then I've just done that so you can lift it up and then put a little pocket in there with some of the tags from the kit. Oh, that one's got a little pocket on it with some fussy cuts. Ticket. I'm not sure. Oh, that's a spare pocket. That's supposed to be at the back. It was these 2 things that were in here. You got that out of the kit, and then very, very old vintage letter. I think this is from the wax seal or something here. 1826. Really, really old. I've got a few bits of embossed paper. I just bought myself a Big Shot embossing machine, so I've started using that, and I've put some bits in this kit that are embossed paper. You can write on the back of these as well. They've got, it's another little pocket there. Vintage photo. My embossed paper, and another blank piece of paper for journaling on. There's another one of those tiny little vintage appliques on there as well. And that's the last page. And then in here at the back, oh, sorry, I'm out of frame. I've included some bits and pieces, some pockets that I didn't use. That one as well. And just some of the pieces of ephemera from the kit that I didn't get around to using. I've included those in the back so you can add them if you want. And just some more journaling paper. A couple of little journaling cards there that come in the kit, these journaling cards, wax seal on that one. And this is a vintage handkerchief, tiny little embroidered purple flowers on it, so that's included in there as well. That does do up. Do that later. Okay, so that's it. That's the last page. I'll look at the side and the top. I don't. Oh yeah, I did show you that. Yep, and that's it. Soft Lilac Junk Journal. Hope you like it.